You know, these donuts look so good after proofing, soft, round, and just perfect. And when they hit the oil, the way they puff up, it's beautiful. Every single donut turns so soft, you can literally feel it. Today, I'll show you exactly how to get this same result. Everything, step by step, let's start and make soft donuts at home every single time. Today, I'll explain everything in an easy, simple way, so you understand every single detail. And if you have any doubts, just ask in the comments. I always reply. This recipe is eggless, but don't worry. I'll also tell you how to make the egg version. So, let's start with the liquid. We need 300 milliliters of milk. I'm using instant dry yeast today, so I don't need to activate it first. Just cold milk straight from the fridge. Even though it's summer, cold milk is perfect for kneading. It keeps the dough soft and stops it from overheating. But if you're using active dry yeast, then warm the milk slightly and activate the yeast first. Now add 2 tablespoons of sugar. We don't need sugar to activate yeast, but it definitely makes the whole process smoother, and it makes the donuts taste better too. Then add the yeast, 1.5 teaspoons, around 4.5 grams. And if you want to add an egg in this recipe, just add 1 egg and reduce the milk by the same amount. Simple, right? Next, I'm adding milk powder. This is completely optional, but it really makes your donuts richer and more flavorful. Try it once. You'll feel the difference. If you don't have milk powder, just skip it. Give everything a good mix and set it aside for a moment while we prepare the flour. I'm using bread flour today, about 12% protein. For soft, smooth donuts, bread flour is always my first choice. But if you don't have it, all-purpose flour works beautifully too. Just remember, while kneading, adjust the liquid slightly because every flour absorbs differently depending on the protein level. Here, I'm using 400 grams of flour. That's about 14.1 ounces. Sift the flour and add a little salt. Sifting doesn't make a huge difference, but it helps remove any unwanted particles and keeps the flour nice and airy. Now we're ready to mix everything and start kneading. Today, I'm using a dough kneading machine, but if you don't have one, don't worry. You can knead by hand, and your donuts will still come out perfect every single time. Start on a low speed, number 1 or 2, and add the liquid slowly. Adding it little by little gives you control, and it makes the whole mixing process so easy. If you bake regularly, you already know your flour. You can add the liquid directly. Here, I'm keeping a little milk aside so we can adjust the texture properly. After about 2 minutes of mixing, stop and check the dough. This is the moment where we fix the texture. Right now, the dough looks good, but it's not as soft as we need. For donuts, we always want slightly soft dough, so I'll add remaining milk. And remember, every flour absorbs differently. If your dough becomes too soft, just add 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour and fix it. This small adjustment is the key to getting soft donuts every time. You can see here, once I add the remaining milk, the dough becomes much softer. Now continue kneading for another 4 to 5 minutes. If you're kneading by hand, the process is the same. First combine everything, adjust the dough texture, and then continue kneading. Just never make hard, stiff dough. As you knead, gluten develops and the dough becomes smoother and more elastic. Now let's add the soft butter. Make sure your butter is really soft, not cold, because it blends so much better. And don't worry if the dough looks a bit saggy after adding butter. That's normal. It will come together beautifully. After about 5 minutes, let's check the dough again. It looks better now and smoother, but we need it even silkier. So let's knead for another 5 to 7 minutes. Kneading time always depends on your machine, but usually around 15 minutes is enough. Just keep checking the dough and adjust the texture if needed. One important tip: if it's summer and your dough starts overheating, just stop the mixer and keep the dough in the fridge for 15 minutes. And always knead on low to medium speed, between 2 and 4. Never high speed. High speed heats the dough too quickly. Look at this. The dough is soft, smooth, and almost shiny. This is exactly what we want. Perfect dough is smooth, stretchy, and passes the window pane test when you gently pull it. Our dough is ready. Let's divide it. And remember, for this recipe we only do one proofing. Now it's time to divide the dough into equal portions. I'm dividing mine into 50 grams each, but you can make them bigger or smaller. Totally your choice. I always use a kitchen scale. It keeps everything even, and the doughnuts fry beautifully. Take one piece, press it gently to release the air, and shape it into a smooth ball. Make sure there are no cracks. A smooth ball gives a smooth doughnut. Once you roll all of them, lightly flour each dough ball and arrange them on the tray. And let them rest for 15 to 20 minutes. They'll relax, soften, and expand slightly, which makes shaping easier. After resting, let's shape them. Gently press each dough ball to release a bit of gas. And make a small hole in the center. Here I am using a small donuts cutter, but you can just use your finger if you don't have small cutter. And there it is, that classic donut shape. Place all the shaped donuts on a tray and let them proof. Always remember, proofing time always varies. In summer, 1 hour is usually enough. In winter, it may take up to 2 hours. But don't depend on time alone. Always check the dough. Gently press the edge. If it springs back slowly, it's ready. If it's overproofed, it will collapse during frying and turn soggy, so be careful with this step. When your donuts are almost ready, heat your oil to 150 degrees Celsius to 160 degrees Celsius. Don't go higher. Medium heat gives that soft, fluffy inside. Now gently place the donuts into the oil and fry for 2 to 3 minutes, flipping halfway. Let them cook slowly. Don't rush. Slow frying creates that bakery-style texture. Once they're done, let them cool completely. We need cool donuts for glazing, otherwise the glaze will melt and disappear. While they cool, let's make the glaze. In a bowl, add some icing sugar and a little milk. You can adjust the milk depending on how thick or thin you want the glaze. Add some vanilla extract for extra flavor and whisk until it becomes smooth, shiny, and silky. When your donuts are fully cool, dip them gently into the glaze. And that's it. Soft, pillowy donuts with a beautiful, shiny finish. So, how was the recipe? If you want more donut recipes, check out my donut playlist. There are so many you'll love. If you have any doubts, write them in the comments below. I'll be there to help. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who always wanted to make donuts at home, and don't forget to subscribe for more delicious recipes. Until then, enjoy your homemade donuts.